Hello, I have taken over your body, and if you must know, I did it while you slept. After 10,000 years of existence, I've never been able to feel these things you humans hold so dear. Love, hate, anger, fear. I haven't felt them for a long while now. The only emotion I seem able to feel is, well, what would you call it? Pleasure. That is why I killed them. I did it for my pleasure. I found that the only remedy for my boredom is to meddle in your human lives in whatever way that amuses me the most. My name is Morpheus, God of nightmares, Lord of dreams. And if you'd like to thank me, come and find me. You awaken to find your wife's blood has dried in the bed. You've slept for quite a while now, it seems. You don't bother to check the children's rooms. Instead, you head to the roof of your small home, where you gaze at the sunset for a long while, contemplating joining your family where they have gone. You step forward. No, you think. You'd rather take that dark god up on his offer. You will find the god Morpheus, and you will show him that there are other creatures to fear. You enter a crowded eatery, cloak wet from the rain. The locals eye you strangely. You walk towards two men who stop their conversation as you approach. I'm looking for a girl with scarlet hair, you say. The man eyes you for a long moment, then spits in your face. You take a deep breath, another deep breath, but in the end, you walk away and find a table in the corner of the bar. You take a seat. As a waitress hands you a menu, you look down, move and you die. You freeze and turn around. Don't turn, you're still. Are you the one I've been looking for? You say. That depends, the female voice behind you replies. What do you want? You take a deep breath. I need help killing the god of dreams. After a moment, the dagger point is removed, and you exhale. You turn around to see a cloaked figure with scarlet hair. Follow me, she says. As she stands up, she touches the silver fork that was on the table and pulls her hand back in pain. Are you alright, you ask? But she ignores you and leads you beneath the bar down to an underground floor. When you leave, everyone stops, freezes, and all of their heads turn in unison to the door you just walked through. You cannot just kill a god, she says as you walk. Morpheus is a being older than time itself. What I'm sure he did to your loved ones is but one of his many means of entertainment. He doesn't even remember you. That fact boils your blood like no other. She looks at you. Don't say I didn't warn you, she says. You reach a dark door and she opens it. Inside is a small hideout decorated with strange weapons and trophies, along with a wall that seems dedicated to, well, to gods. Drawn on the wall are the images and depictions of gods you've never even heard of, gods that seem older than time itself. They almost seem like altars. And on the top is a statue of Morpheus beside two bat-like creatures who look to serve him. How do you have all this info? You ask. How do you know so much about the gods? She turns and leads you to a separate room. The power you seek is through here, she says. You follow her in. It's dark. Quiet. The room is empty, apart from a black cabinet that lies in the center. It seems to be locked. As you walk further into the room, she stops walking, standing at the front. Did you really think you could raise a sword against my father without my knowledge? She lunges at you in a fury as her body transforms from a human girl to a winged abomination. You fling the silver fork you took off the table at her and it jams into her neck. She hisses with a sound that did not come from a human. You rush her and press the fork further in. Up close, you study her, dark wings and crooked teeth. You realize quickly that she's one of the bat creatures from the Morpheus statue. She worships him. All monsters hate silver, you say. Your death will be quick, she hisses back. Your death will be slow, you respond. unless you give me something I can use. She swears at you in an unrecognizable tongue, but as she does so, she turns for half a second and looks at the cabinet in the center of the room. You turn. Ah, where is the key? You can take it off my cold, dead. You impale her with the fork and she drops to the floor. You indeed find the key tied around her neck and proceed to take it off her cold, dead corpse. You walk up and open the cabinet. Inside of it, you find a small crown in a display case. You walk up to it and read the description inscribed beneath. Here lies the dream crown. The dream crown allows its wearer to travel into the dreams of whoever he touches while wearing it. But how can this help me, you think? Then you notice along the walls there are runes. And they are not just random runes. They tell a story of Morpheus' creation. When he was young, the Queen of the Gods promised him a wife for his service in the war. But his wife, Theia, fell sick soon after. This is when he fell to the corruption, killing humans and haunting their nightmares for his pleasure. But before Theia died, Morpheus lulled her into an endless sleep, and only in her dreams can he visit her now. He goes to see her every month. This is the one time and the one time only when Morpheus is calmed down, at peace, weak. The next visit should be quite soon. You take a breath. I'm going mad, you think to yourself. The plan is simple enough. You're going to find his half-dead wife's corpse, sneak into her dream, and kill the god of dreams. Outside, you hear feet stomping and more monsters hissing. You remember that on the Morpheus statue, there were 2 bat-like creatures, not one. Seems she wasn't alone. Find the corpse, enter the dream, and make it out of here alive. Simple enough. The dreams are quite dull tonight, you think. Love, loss, grief, anxiety. It's all so boring. Being a god is boring. As you fly through the endless world of dreams, you can't help to stave off that familiar feeling of emptiness that seems to plague you wherever you go. You fly through a man's dream about his crush and replace it with a dream about that one time he saw his grandma naked. You fly through a child's dream about his loving family and replace it with a dream about a hellish demon. But regardless of all the mischief, you don't feel a thing. That hole in your heart is growing, you think. It must be time for another visit. You accelerate through the world of dreams. After a moment, you come into a warm, familiar dream. Theia's dream. You land on a beautiful beach overlooking the water. On the shore, a dinner table is laid out, and there she sits, waiting for you. That lovely smile is the only thing that seems to calm you down these days. Sorry I'm late, you say. She smiles with that familiar warmth. It's all right, dear Morpheus. Come and join me. You embrace her and sit down to eat together, watching the waves from the shore. You're at peace. All the maniacal impulses that usually consume you have fallen. All is replaced by a simple calm. You catch a glimpse of something in the water. What is that? Theia asks you. You look closer and find out it's a large whale. Theia laughs and cheers as she watches it. You look at her. She's so happy about the whale that you want to bring it closer and let her take a closer look. She smiles and you snap your fingers, bringing the whale right to the shore with one wave of your hand. The whale spits out water from its blowhole and Theia's eyes go wide, smiling as she looks at it. Do you like it? You ask. Yes, she replies. It's wonderful. Her head wobbles to the ground. You freeze, unable to process what just happened. Your wife has just died in front of you, and holding her still smiling head stands a man who's drenched in what looks to be whale intestines. To the right, the whale you were just looking at has a huge cut through its belly. I found you, the man says. You stand in front of the maniacal god that killed your family. An indescribable rage bellows within you that makes the 5 nights you spent inside that whale so worth it. I found you, you say to him. Morpheus is silent, still as death. I've come to kill you, you say. Then, Morpheus lets out a bellowing laugh, and it shakes you to your very core. Kill me, he says, inside a dream, as he starts growing bigger and bigger until he is as tall as a mountain. You stagger to your knees, unable to stand under the pressure of his enormous presence. The full weight of what you've done now dawns on you. You challenged a shark in the water, a dragon in the air, a god in his domain. I am the endless dream. The background scenery rapidly changes from the beach to the bottom of the ocean to a volcanic eruption to an exploding star. Morpheus stands as tall as the planets and looks down on you like an ant. What I will do to you now, he says, will make your family's torment seem a blessing. Morpheus rushes towards you with the host of the universe. As he's about to reach you, a smile breaks out on your face, and you put on the dream crown. And when he touches you, you and that dark god enter into his own dream. It's dark everywhere you look. It's like you're inside of a black hole. And then you hear crying. You walk toward the sound to see a creature curled up on the ground. The once 7-foot-tall giant is now the size of a regular human being, and he's curled up in fetal position. This is his nightmare, you realize. He's an empty shell of a man, with no one to have or hold, and he is powerless and alone. You walk toward the poor man, smiling. This, you say, is for my family. I'm a god, he whispers. No, you say, I am. Morpheus quickly opens a portal to a different dream, running away. You just smile and follow him through it. A young girl dreams of a unicorn in a field of rain. An old woman dreams of her time. You drag Morpheus into dream after dream after dream after dream. You drag him across biomes, countries, universes, creation. You drag him back into his own dream. Weak, broken. He's a wreck. Broken bones leaking the golden blood of the gods. His body is mush, barely held together. You calmly walk up to him. I did this for my pleasure. You ending him. Back in Thea's dream, you watch the waves rise across the horizon. The world will need a new Lord of Dreams, you think, looking at the crown on top of your head. You take a beat, breathing in the power of the newfound crown. That is going to be it, ways.